Hi guys, welcome back to Memaw's table. Uh, I'm at the other end of the table from what you're familiar with. But here's what we have so far. Obviously, I have glued the entire table together. I have been sanding and sanding and more sanding. I started with 40 grit, which is pretty much a shaper grit. I mean, it digs into the wood, but I did have some uneven spots. So I used that to get everything pretty level, um, since I don't have a 40-inch wide planer to run this through. But I'm happy with it. I like it. It's very, very flat. Again, let me point out, some people mentioned, why do you have holes in your table? Is that some sort of a effect you're going for? No, no, it's not. Those little triangles they fell out because apparently the glue wasn't set or there wasn't enough glue to make contact. But I have them all. They're going back in. So, yeah, it will be a solid surface. So, it's all sanded up. I did the 40. I even did 80. This is now sanded up to 80 grit, and this is the bottom of the table. I'm going to do a lot of work on the bottom to, you know, figure out a game plan for some of the issues before I work on the top. Well, tonight, it's Friday night, by the way, 15th, I think, 16th, I don't know. Tonight, I'm going to mount Memaw's legs on the table. It's going to involve getting it exactly the right length or distance from the side and centered edge to edge. Then I'm going to route down into the table the distance of the steel plate so that it all sits nice and flush. So let me show you the legs. And these are about 28 pounds each. I have already marked my lines before I started videoing because that would be pretty boring to watch. But essentially, it is about 12 and a half inches from the edge of the table, and it is, I can't remember, 7 inches? 7 1/4 on each side before the brace for the legs start. So like I said, I have already drawn the line. So let me take this heavy thing off. Ugh. Whew, that thing's heavy. So I'm going to use my DeWalt router to route down the little trough or canal or whatever you want to call it that this is going to hold the table leg. So I should not have put that leg down yet. First thing I have to do is get the depth that I want to get to. So, loosen the router and dial it down. Right about there. All right, clamp that in. So how do you route a perfect rectangle? Well, I'm nowhere near good enough to do it by hand, so I'm going to put some guides on to help me. The straightest things I have are my levels. I have two that I'm going to use. So let's think about this. The bottom of my router, this little plastic plate that's screwed on down here, is exactly 6 inches wide. Well, my bit that I'm going to be using is a 1/2 inch wide. So 3 inches from the side is exactly in the center of the bit. That's not what I want. I want the side of the bit. So I'm going to go 3 inches minus half of a half inch or a quarter inch. So 2 3/4 inches is where I need my brace that the router is going to ride on. So 2 3/4. That's our goal. Like I said, I had already marked the lines. 2 3/4 right there. Two and 3/4 there. All right, let's draw a line. Let me get my big T-square. This end of the shop is pretty cramped. I'm stepping on stuff. I gotta clean this place up. So, do my lines align? Yes, they do. So, let me draw a line. Okay. Now we need to go 2 3/4 the other way. Quarters there. There. All right. They align. They do. Align. Yeah. All right. Okay, so that's where my levels go as my straight edges for this exercise. Clamp them in place. Up there. Is oh, that's right. It's right on top of it. This. Over. Good. Back to this side since we moved it. All right, that's good. Next straight edge. Put right there. Router out of the way. Good. Okay. Now, the legs don't extend all the way to the edge. They stop at these lines. I don't know if you can see them or not. So I need to come 2 3/4 off of that so I can wrap the sides. For that, I came up with a couple pieces of wood. Mark. Where'd it go? Doug! Shut up. That's Doug, my dog. 2 3/4 there. There. Doug! Good. This side. Two and three quarters. Quarters. Good. Okay. I have my form set for what I'm going to route. I have my depth set on my router. Let's just put it in here and take a look. Yeah, that looks about right. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna do like a little test real quick, make sure it meets the line, everything's okay, and then I'll finish it out. Okay, if you can see that, but it is right on the line. This is great. Let's knock it out. Goggles probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Okay, so let me blow all this out and I'll show you what we've got because we're not finished because all we've done is edge our slot for Memaw's leg. So now we have to take out the rest of the middle. Be right back. Okay, can you see that? I guess you can. Got a really nice rectangle. So now I have to route all this out, but it's pretty safe at this point because I can't go beyond there, or there. So I just got to move the router inside. Here we go. I found the best way for me to do it is divide it up into like quarters. So here we go. Wow, my back. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. Oh, high spot there, there. Okay, not so good. Let's clean it up. Good. Let's see how it fits. Like a glove. Outstanding. Okay, we're not done. We have to now tap in some screws. First, we have to put the inserts in and then the screws. This leg will be mounted. Catch you in a bit.